Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my Wings of Liberty speedrun, episode 3. I am Zoronden, and thank you for tuning in. This is actually going to be the second part of episode 2. I originally planned to make much larger episodes, but I've since realized they're too big. Actually making these videos smaller has allowed me to condense them and just make everything a little smoother for myself and probably for you as well. Anyways, I'm currently in the armory and research areas. I am grabbing my first Zerg research, which is going to be the turret placed on top of the bunker. I find that more useful than more troops in the bunker because a turreted bunker does not require any kind of supply farm unit, so it's just some extra firepower. And so we're gonna move on. I did get I believe I got the Marine combat shields upgrade. Not really sure. I don't actually use it on the Outbreak mission here that we're doing. Outbreak is sort of a timed mission. It isn't entirely, but it is extremely hard to finish the game off during the night cycle. There's cycles to this map. It's going to be day and night. And when it's night, zombies or infested Terrans basically come out and attack you. And if you try to complete the objectives during the night cycle, massive amounts of them attack you, and it does kill your troops off, which you're going to see in plethora in this video as I try to complete this quicker. So the first thing I'm going to do here is grab a bunch of SCVs and secure my line. So I'm going to get some bunkers up and stuff as well. And I'm pointing out right there, there are some destructible debris which they will attack eventually. You're going to make sure to defend that as well because you can easily lose the game if you don't do that. I'm going to grab double reactor here as well. That'll come in handy for Hellion production later. And I do want to note as we get into this episode, as I said with episode 2, I lost the audio for these episodes. So I am re-recording this post-haste. Yeah, I said posthumously after the other one, and the episode didn't die, so I don't know what that's about. Either way, I'm recording it post-production. There we go, that's what I want, post-production. So it'll be a little different than most episodes, but that's okay. We live with what we got. The fact that I can still get the content out that I recorded, I'm at least happy with. I'm glad I don't have to replay the games themselves. So what you're going to see here is we are getting Hellions on this map. So I'm going to be building factories here in a little bit, but I can't yet. They're restricted so far. So I'm going to get these bunkers up. I'm going to be getting them filled with Marines. I'm not going to bother to put the fire bats in there. I almost said hell bats. Fire bats in there. Simply because, again, fire bats there. I did it. Fire bats are only melee. I mean, their range is like 3 or something. It's not quite melee, but it's so close to melee it may as well be. I mean, at that short of range, units are closing in anyways. I just don't like fire bats, unfortunately, because they're so nostalgia feeling that you'll love them, but at the same time, they do actually really suck. So, I'm not going to grab any fire bats. There you go, hell bats. Hell bats are amazing, on the other hand. Fire bats, not so much. Such is the case. But you can see that these turrets, or these turret bunkers, I'm not sure how much damage a turret bunker does. You can't actually like click on it and find out. I'm sure in the game files you can find it out somewhere. Like if I looked it up online, I'm sure I could find out that exact information. But as of right now, I'm not completely sure. What I can say is that they are at least equal to 1 Marine. I would guess 2, which means you can put basically 6 Marines in a bunker. I mean, it makes it quite powerful. But the great thing is that if you say are out of farm points, you could just build bunkers. They're basically cannons now. They're automatic defenses that you don't have to reinforce on any level, which is really nice. I mean, the Terran don't have that option otherwise, so that gives you a very nice option to do such. I do have some mercenaries on this map as well. I believe I only order 1 group of war pigs, and those are the Marine mercenaries. And I put 2 in the north and 2 in the east bunkers just to kind of defend it here. You'll notice yet again I'm supply blocked. I'm going to throw up 5 supply depots, even 6 at once to get that handled. And that'll cover me for quite a while, but I am going to need more as I have to take out every single enemy structure on the map, which means I'm going to be building a lot of Hellions. Now, of course, Hellions aren't really good at destroying buildings. You might be like, Zoronden, what are you doing? You know, Hellions aren't the answer. Well, the infested buildings are actually quite weak. The Hellions are actually going to do a lot of damage to them. They go down very quickly. It's the few Zerg buildings that are scattered about the map that give problems. Specifically, the spine crawlers. There's probably 8 to 12 spine crawlers on this map that are going to cause some issues. And the only way to really get around that is to just punch through them, which you will see me do in excess. I'm really going to go at those. So that'll be coming up shortly. I do now have a factory, a couple Hellions gifted to me for free, I believe 4, and I have 2 on the way already. I'm building a second factory as well. I had those reactors in place right away. I moved the barracks up and built their own reactors so they could build marines and stuff. I was considering building 4 factories. I found it unnecessary. But I have thrown up an armory and an engineering bay. I didn't actually know I had access to the armory already. I was kind of excited about that because tech armor and mech attack is going to come in very useful on this campaign. So there I'm going to start doing a little attack in here. I think I have a good force that I'm going to start poking out a little bit, getting the objective done.
Are you ready for this?
And, you know, you see what I can do. There's a few cocoon guys. For a while, I thought those cocoon guys counted, but apparently they don't. They're not buildings, they're not structures, anything like that. They're just there. I don't really know. I guess they're just there for feel, for making the world seem real. Which, you know, I can't argue with that. That's not that bad. So often I do give crap to random things like that, but they do make the world feel alive. And when you get up to a higher level of analysis, you can be like, what's going on here? But when you first play it, you are just kind of like, wow, this is kind of that world. It's creepy, it's gross, these are infested things and stuff and people, and you gotta purge it all. So it's interesting. And obviously the kind of theme of this level is flames with the Hellions, and of course having a few fire bats on hand already as well. Obviously they probably intended you to bunker up with the fire bats, but I didn't do that, did I? So I'm just gonna move around. As you see, there's plenty of Terran structures that are infested, which is something cool. I mean, we don't get infested command centers anymore, which does disappoint me. I really wish they would add that function back in, but whatever, it wasn't used in esports play much, so I don't blame them for not adding it in. Anywho, I mean, there isn't a ton to commentate on this. Obviously, it was more entertaining, at least I feel, when I originally cast it, because I didn't know what the heck was going on necessarily, trying to play it from memory. But I mean, it's a difficult mission. I actually I did play this on brutal recently, and it was brutal. You could not attack during the night. If you attacked during the night, you lost your attacking troops, and possibly even lost your base, because oftentimes the groups you attack, if you die, will come after you. Now, oftentimes, if you're far enough away from your base, they won't reach you. More supply depots. Supply depot blocked. Supply blocked again. But in this, on normal difficulty, if you hit critical mass, you can often be okay at night. Now, up there, you can see some minerals. You can expand there if you want. I don't see the need to it. You really don't need to. It's going to be harder to defend. You're going to have to spend credits to set up defenses there instead of spending credits to create, say, a second group of units to kill a different part of the map at the same time. So, again, I don't advise that. You're just going to end up wasting credits more than earning more. If you're crazy, gung-ho, go for it. I mean, if you really want to. And broodlings do come out of most of the buildings here, but by the time you have enough Hellions, they're really not a threat. You can run from them if you want. I think that's wasted micro, wasted APM. They die so quick to the flames, as you can see. When any structure goes down here, they are practically dead before they touch me. Now here I'm starting to get into a Zerg base. You can see the creep there, just briefly before I went away. Supply blocked again. More supply depots. That base is going to be full of spine crawlers. Not as full as, say, the last mission, but there are definitely plenty in there. And you need to be careful about that. Those are going to cause you definitely some concern. Obviously, as any of you Zerg players, or people, Terran players, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, who've played against Zerg, you know that spine crawlers do a lot of damage to Hellions. You want to avoid those things. They are definitely spiny. So I'm going to get in here a bit, and once I really realize what's going on here, I do back off. Right there, it's going to do some serious damage, and I'm going to find some nooks and crannies that I can eliminate. But for now, I'm going to pull off as it's getting somewhat close to night, I believe.
In 30 seconds.
30 seconds, it looks like. Again, like I said, I'm doing this through my editing software, and it's a little blurry. I tried to view this through any other media playing program, such as Windows Media Player, VLC, that stuff. But for some reason it's choppy, and I think it's because there's so much quality, so much content in this recording from Fraps that it's choppy. So unfortunately I have to watch it through my editing software, which is lower quality. But it's not choppy, so I can see all the action, I can commentate on it fully from memory, knowing what I do. But if I try to read specific numbers, specific things, they are blurry. So I can't read my objectives, I can't read the timer, which I think is at 20 seconds. Or maybe it just hit a minute. I really can't tell. So that is a unfortunate side effect of what it is. Oh, it's already clicked in tonight, that's why. Never mind. But yeah, that does cause some difficulties. So I retreated all my Hellions. I left the Firebats and the Medics out to die, just because I wanted more farm credits for Hellions. Now, because it's on normal, again, those Firebats, not Hellbats, and Medics, not Medivacs, are actually going to do quite well out there. You will see in a little bit. I'm going to pan to them. They're going to be alive. I mean, they're smoking down there, which very much surprised me. So I'm gonna move out now. I'm pretty confident that I can start doing some damage right now, and I have a phone call. Give me a second here, guys. All right, back to the action. I totally forgot what I was commenting on. I had a phone call there. Either way, you notice I just killed an Infestor. That Infestor is how you get the research on this map. I believe there's only 2 Zerg research, but you have to kill the 2 Infestors. The problem is those Infestors burrow during the day. You can only kill them during the night because you don't have any detection. There's no detection yet in the tech tree because you can't build anything with detection. Obviously not an orbital scan or orbital. Wow. Total brain fart. Orbital command? Whatever, you can't build that to do a scan. You also can't build the thing that floats. I can't believe I can't think of the names. It's like if I can't see them on screen, I can't think of their names. I don't know what's going on. Whatever. They'll come to me at one point and I'll shout them out so that you know I remembered them. But obviously I'm trying to hunt them down during the night, and I do get them both fairly easily. I got a lot of Hellions. In fact, I got enough for a second group to get going, so I'm going to get them going as well. And orbital command, that's right. Right? Oh, it's gonna bug me. More supply depots. Yet again, I'm gonna try and build 8 this time. I think I only get 6. But you know, whatever. There they go. They broke through that secondary wall, but I had that good group of Hellions there. That's just kind of where I queued them up, and that's a good thing. If you're building a lot of Hellions like this, queue them up behind that gate, or build bunkers behind that gate to defend it, or those rocks or debris or whatever it's called, because that's just good call. Now you'll notice my Hellions is taking some serious damage here. Every time you hit a building at night, lots and lots of guys come out, and that's what's going on here. Obviously Hellions, when you have a good critical mass of them, do a lot of damage, and you can fairly well defend. But it does cause some damage, and you can lose all your troops pretty quickly if you're not careful. So just keep an eye on that. Be careful, and you should be okay. Excuse me there. But you know, once daytime hits, you're safe to go, clear, do what you can, do your best, and sock them in the mouth, I guess. You're gonna notice me going through, clearing again. No blue flame upgrades. A lot of those direct upgrades that aren't armor and attack do happen in the armory. So I can't get blue flame right now. I'll have to wait till after this mission, and then I could actually get blue flame. I don't think I'll get it. I personally don't use Hellions a lot.
Looks like that sector's clear, Jim.
I'm not a big attack the mineral line harassment guy. I probably should do it more in multiplayer, but in campaign it seems to not be effective. I don't know if it actually is or not. I'm probably just talking out my ass saying it isn't, but such is the case. You know, do what you can. Anyways, I'm gonna obviously clearing out here, and attacking on multiple fronts can be very key to winning this quickly. Obviously, if you're not worried about time, just clump all your Hellions up and methodically do a circle around the map, and you'll clean it out with pretty few losses, especially if you only go during the day. My whole goal here was to try to hit a critical mass, try to clear during the night. But at this time, you're going to notice I am starting to get pretty clear of the map. There's a good chunk in the north, and of course the solid Zerg base with spine crawlers in the southeast. I'm going to travel down here, and this is all pretty easily cleared. Going back to the group in the north, there is a good sized base here, but no Zerg. It's just buildings to kill off, and I'm going to get most of this during the day, if not all of it. And just kind of let your Hellions do their thing. There isn't much you can really do about it. You can micro them a little bit to be minutely more efficient, but you're not going to do too much. Now, what you are going to notice is every time you clear an area, somebody's going to tell you, this area is kind of clear, you can move on. Whether it's Jimmy or the scientist chick, somebody's going to let you know, so you can do that. I'm going to grab a few SCVs. I actually had too many built. And just throw them over here to start repairing my Hellions. That can be a really good idea if your Hellions are pretty frickin' low. As you can see, there's quite a few damaged in there. Quite a few orange, a lot yellow, quite a few orange, and a good amount red as well. So I'm going to get them repaired. And I'm going to start moving into position to take out this last base. The problem is night is approaching faster than I want it to. And you're going to see what happens when you really try to take on a base at night during the end portion of this mission. And this is only on normal. So when I get there, just imagine what it's going to be like on brutal. You just can't do night attacks on brutal. It's ridiculous. And if I remember right, the brutal achievement, is there a brutal achievement? It may be just on hard. I think it's normal and hard achievements. Brutal doesn't give you achievements. I think hard achievement is to kill like 25 or so bases or buildings at night. Could be completely off on that, but that seems to ring a bell. So the north is completely clear now. I'm going to group up all my Hellions. In the meantime, the group that is there in the south is kind of finagling their way around the spine crawlers for the moment, doing what damage I can. There I noticed, the whole game, I just left those fire bats and medics there, and half of them survived. I'm actually going to send them home because I'm like, these guys deserve to live. And I believe at one point I click on the kills they have, and both fire bats have plus 50 kills. It is insane. You do not ever hit that in normal gameplay, that's for sure. But here I am. I'm really pushing into this base right now, trying to get those spine crawlers out, and boom, night hits. And just look at the ridiculous amount of units that are popping out. Like, every single flame blast is spawning a bunch of them. I just can't kill them quick enough. And I'm losing critical mass of Hellions. I do have to retreat at this point to save anything. And I was really hoping I could just target fire those down, and it is not the case right now. The cool thing is I can pretty much worry-free on my base. There's going to be a few spawns, yes, but I'm going to take the majority of the troops down and start maneuvering my way around to get done what I can.
I'm in a heap of trouble.
So I'm going to return to my base, obviously make sure Hellion production's on the way and that stuff. But I'm going to take this main blob down south. There's a few structures to the west that I need to clear out. But always make sure your base is still producing stuff. Make sure it's still mining. Make sure you're still building units. Whether it's in multiplayer, campaign, whatever, always play as if you're, as if the game is going to be 2 hours long. Just always continue to play. It's just like in any athletic event where you run. Don't run to the finish line. Run past the finish line. Run through it. And that goes completely for esports. Play as if you're losing. Play as if there's no score. Play as if you need to keep playing for another hour. And of course, that is what I'm doing here. I'm continuing my Hellion production, all that good stuff. And I'm really trying to beat it during the night, though. I'm really trying to squeak in the timer here because I am going for the achievement. But look at all those guys. It is insane. I haven't even hit structures yet. Wait till they pop. Whoa! And look at the Hellions die. They're dying left and right. They back them off here, hoping I can kind of clear them out as they approach me slower. And what I'm going to try coming up here is to target fire the buildings and take them out. I'm really going to go for it, hoping I can get that. And I actually don't remember if it worked or not. I don't think it does. But day is getting so close. I do get that magic refinery down that it isn't on an actual gas geyser. And but just look at how many pop up there. And no, I'm not gonna make it. So many zombies just obliterating me. But at this point, I only have a small amount of troops left, which is pretty sad. But the good thing is day is very close. I think it's 10 seconds away. I think I got that right. And of course, once day hits, I can move those guys down super easy, take everything out. It wasn't 10 seconds. I have no idea what that timer's at. Maybe now it's at 10? I see a 0. But I'm going to move those guys down and clean this up very quickly. There's day? It seems colorized as day.
Mineral field depleted.
It's dawn, I guess. But, once that day hits, it's frickin' easy to clean up. I'm going to move those troops down and clear this out very quickly. In fact, you can always leave a little bit before day because you might engage those troops, but they're all going to crispify once day hits, which I don't know why they do. I'm sure there's something in the campaign that explains that. But such is the case. I'm going to move in here. There's no spine crawlers left. There's nothing important. There'll be a few broodlings, but they're not going to pose any threat. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for episode 3 of my StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty speed run for that great achievement in under 8 hours. I want to thank you for tuning in. Please do thumbs up and subscribe so we can get more StarCraft 2 content. And I will catch you all next time.